beginning of mission number 2. And as you can see, Castijen and his small strike force have arrived on Hoth. And their mission is very simple. Their mission is simply to come in and assess the strength of the Necrons as requested by Inquisitor Vespa and establish a base of operations on the planet. So they need to just secure a quadrant. So the objectives of the game is a 4x6 board. Is broken into 4 quarters. The one who controls the most quarters at the end of 6 turns wins the game. The only way to control a quarter is to have no enemies in that quarter at all. So, yep, so that's where we are. So this is where we're going to begin. Castijen's strike force is deployed. And over here, as you can see, the Necron force is a little larger. The Necron force is deployed, covering most of the board because the Necrons have awoken. So their presence, there's a lot more of them now. Well, all right. So turn number 1 coming up. Deployment is done. Stand by. All right, that was the end of the first turn. The Necron Scarab moved up. All of the Necron battle force, the whole force moved up. The destroyers all took shots over at the Flesh Terror's invading force. One Flesh Terror in Tactical Squad Archival was killed. The destroyers also shot at the Death Company, but the Death Company made their saves. And in response, the Flesh Terror's plasma cannon fired over on one Scarab swarm. It was actually a cluster of 3 like you see here, and the scatter landed on all 3 and destroyed them all, and that was all for the first turn. So stand by, turn number 2 coming up. All right, that was the end of turn 2. So on the Necrons end, the Necrons advanced forward, slowly moving forward towards the Flesh Terror's assault force. The 3 Necron destroyers all fired in on the Death Company. They caused no wounds. The Tomb Spider created a swarm of scarabs over here as it advanced forward to move in to assault the Death Company. But during the Flesh Terror's turn, the Death Company evaded the assault by moving over. The entire squad of Death Company and Assault Squad Martellus here assaulted a swarm of scarabs here. Tactical Squad Archival over here fired in and took down 1 destroyer. We're going to see if it fixes itself. And that's pretty much it. This next turn is going to be really tough because the Necrons are now in range with those Gauss weapons to start rapid firing. So stand by, turn 3 coming up. Okay, so at the end of turn 3, what a devastating turn. The Necrons move forward, and the Necron Lord, the Overlord, and his unit of Necrons rapid fired in on the Death Company, killing more than half of the Death Company. As you can see, the carnage. And the Tomb Spider moved in, assaulted the Death Company, cut the Death Company down to 3 models, and it took the Chief Librarian Solaris and his assault squad, along with Captain Castijen, to move in and assault the Tomb Spider to bring it down. And more than half of the Flesh Terror's battle force is just cut down in the process, with the Necron shooting. Was just very devastating that turn, which I expected to happen. The Necron force hadn't even been touched. Only 1 destroyer and 1 Necron warrior went down, and 1 Tomb Spider. The rest of the Necron force standing strong, and the Flesh Terrors are just getting hammered right now. So yeah, this is not looking good for the Flesh Terrors. It's looking like they're gonna have to redeploy. They may have to pull out of this thing. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. as Castijen is following orders and trying to get a foothold on this planet, but the Necrons are not making it easy. So stand by. Turn 4 coming up. All right, we're back at the end of turn 4. And wow, it was a devastating turn. The Necrons laid it down thick. So the Necron units, all 3 Necron units, all 3 warrior units moved up, being supported by the 2 remaining destroyers. The 2 Necron units over here on the side with the Overlord fired in on Solaris's unit. Solaris was horribly wounded and taken down, and the rest of Solaris's unit was completely destroyed. Solaris is badly wounded, and his unit is gone. The remaining force is just a tactical squad here, and Captain Castijen was so enraged at seeing his unit get destroyed that he nearly fell to Death Company. The Black Rage took him. He joined Death Company. They charged in. They took out the Flayed Ones unit, but there are only 3 Death Company guys left, along with Chaplain Cairo, now looking after the captain. As you can see on the captain's storm shield, you can see the red X. This is bad news, grim news for the Flesh Terrors. The captain is slowly falling to the Black Rage. This is the top of turn 5 now. So we're going to see what's going to happen. I don't think the Flesh Terrors are going to make it out of this thing without having to leave. So stand by, turn 5 coming up. The Necrons are just laying it down. And that's the end of the game. Captain Castijen and Chaplain Cairo, as you can see, are dragging the Chief Librarian Solaris. They're dragging him. He's mortally wounded. They're dragging him to the transport, trying to escape the Necrons' advance. The Necrons are closing in, as you can see. Closing in. Castijen's entire strike force has been completely decimated. And Castijen, holding on with everything he has, with the Black Rage, closing in all around him, trying to keep his own sanity, and trying to save his librarian. But the Necrons have just completely destroyed his entire strike force. A victory for the Necrons. And Castijen received communications from the orbiting battle barge, which has just arrived in the Hoth system. Chapter Master Gabriel Seth is en route, and Castijen now, he and Chaplain Cairo are dragging the librarian to the extraction point. The Chapter Master now just arrived, and the Chapter Master, furious with the Inquisitor, especially having not contacted him to consult with him with what was going on. Castijen being on campaign and now already being in a dire situation before arriving, and the way that she's used him, the Chapter Master is very angry, and Castijen having barely survived. So the Inquisitor will definitely have to answer for her actions in this whole situation. And the Necrons have, once again, they are just relentless. They're quite powerful. And the Flesh Terrors' 4th company has paid the price. So that's the end of mission number 2. And as it stands right now, more Necrons are awaking, and Hoth is being overrun by Necrons now. All the tombs are coming online. So that's the end of this mission. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stand by for the recap video that's going to be coming down the pipe, keeping the story going. And I'll get back with you guys. Take care. Thanks for watching.